John Kerner. I am the program director for the 52 Kids Foundation. We run a small foundation in Kamuli, Uganda, which is in East Africa. It's bordered by Kenya and the Congo, and Tanzania, I think. So the foundation primarily works with about 60. We started off with 52 kids, but we work now with about 60 young kids that have been either orphaned or they're very vulnerable due to harsh living conditions. Trying to get these kids to have a sustainable livelihood, and we mainly do it through education.
We started out very small, and we got a little bit of support in the Vermont area, and said, you know, we got how much money we could get and divided it by the amount that it would cost to buy those things, like uniforms, pens, notebooks, and just kind of all the basics that you can send somebody to school. And that was 52 kids that we could kind of pay for, and I knew like a lot of families who could kind of use that support from the time I was there. Lived there for like almost a year, and then so we started out by just kind of providing those things for those kids, and then it's kind of grown mostly along the education track, but sort of more intensive type support since then.
It started by, I had an opportunity to go to Uganda and see what we had been working on for a couple of years. And like most of the people that have not been to a developing country, you are immediately taken back by how everybody gets along in this country. So when I immediately saw the conditions that these kids were living in, what they were going through to try to have a positive life, I felt like I was just compelled to do something when I got back.
More the idea that like, so I'm going to leave and then, you know, go back to college. I didn't really want to sort of just totally separate myself from, you know, the year that I sort of spent there. I wanted to think of some way to continue to be involved in some capacity, and this kind of seemed like a good idea. So I guess the impetus or the starting point was like, well, what am I going to do to sort of stay involved with this area and the people in this area? Because when I go back to college and start doing all those type of things, and then so the 52 kids kind of ended up being a good way to kind of do that and to stay involved and stay kind of working with some of the people that I'd met and sort of lived around for a while.
What we decided we needed to do was we wanted to get these 52 original kids to be successful. We wanted them to be able to live without aid. That was our mission statement from years ago. Teach Ugandan children how to live without aid. So the idea was whatever we had to do to get these 52 kids living positively without any intervention by anyone else, that was our mission. So that could have been anything from securing their education fees to medicine if they were getting sick all the time, to improving their home situations, which a lot of them have really bad home situations, career counseling, anything like that, to get them to understand what they had to do to be able to, as an adult, live without asking people for money.
We're trying to get some fundraising going on in Uganda itself for 52 kids, and there's been some success. It started out being, you know, no fundraising in Uganda. You know, it was all from, you know, here, U.S., basically Vermont, doing that. So we tried to set up some things in Uganda itself that are either like profitable, like there's an internet cafe that these young people run there that does make a little bit of money. And also we had like a big concert there with a local celebrity who came to like a benefit concert to raise some money and things like that. So we're trying to explore ways to be more sustainable in terms of can we get some more buy-in and support and fundraising from within Uganda itself. So that's one.
And my budget's small. I mean, it's easy math. Our budget's around $50,000 a year, and we've been in business now for 10 years. In some years we raise more than that. And then when we have had those years where we've raised more than that, we've taken on jobs like building wells, renovating small classrooms, building a dorm for the kids to stay in, microfinance, little things like that. But our core mission is to pay the tuition, to pay these kids to stay in school, because that is what I'm finding out to be the ultimate thing that these kids can achieve is a degree.
This semester, we decided to raise $7,500 to build that well in Kamuli, Uganda. And so what we decided to do is we decided to start this campaign where we were raising money. And unfortunately, we only had one event successfully go off, and that was Champlain's Got Talent. And we actually raised almost $500 for the organization through Champlain's Got Talent.
We kind of divvied up who was going to do what, but at the same time it played to everybody's strengths.
We had to get a list of performers. We also had to enlist a bunch of donations from places in the community that were willing to support our cause and also support Champlain College and its students.
When we tabled, I only actually tabled once, but we got a couple sign-ups. What we did was myself and Julia would not yell at people, but get their attention about what the talent show is, and we had candy to give to them to encourage them to sign up, and we just explained what we were doing it for, and that way some people were more interested than others in participating.
We hung signs, made sure the auditorium was clean, and made a list of who was going to be performing and what their stage name was going to be, talked to the judges, made sure that they knew what their responsibilities were, and just kind of let it become what it became. It was very organic.
His whole entire life. His family raised a llama farm. His dad taught him the ways of the llamas. Those llamas? Yeah.
Where he's a bully and just won't let me be. Try to keep me busy, hustling and struggling. Still always remembering. We have to walk her winding, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding.
I'm happy about the turnout. I think that the charity will definitely benefit from the finances that it gains tonight, and hopefully Champlain can make the world a better place.
You can 52kids.org is like the website. You can donate, online or write a check or things like that. And you can also, if you're in high school or college age, or you want to sort of learn more about it, you can do some of that on the website. And then also the good thing about being a relatively small local organization is you can just fire off an email to me or anybody else that you see on the website, and just talk about whatever you're interested in, and see if there's a way that there could be some sort of partnership or work together.